Hi, I'm Kim Ford, publisher of JubileeMag.com, and today we have with us a woman who's definitely made some remarkable decisions as far as relationships go. She's overcome some domestic violence situations, and hopefully someone out there is watching can hear her story, possibly take some info that she shares, and you're able to get the help that you needed. So take us straight to how did your relationship start and how did it get violent?
My abuse started when I was about 20 years old. I had just given birth to a baby girl. She was about 7 months. And I actually started dating the neighborhood bad boy. And it actually started off well. Materialistic things was given to me. We was like the social elite of the hood, if you want to say it. And he made me happy. He was like my Prince Charming. I had never had anyone to come in, swoop me up, and just take care of me. And about 3 months after that, the abuse started. It never started mentally. I didn't see anything coming. There was no red flags. One night I came in from hanging out with my girlfriends, and he asked me, was I talking to someone in a blue and white shirt? So I thought it was kind of funny. It was cute that he was a little jealous, that he was probably watching me in the club or had someone watching me, and I laughed it off. And the next thing I know, I was on the floor. He had actually picked up a broomstick and knocked me across my head.
Wow. So from that point on, from that first incident, what were you thinking?
I honestly didn't know what to think. I was scared, shocked, sad that my Prince Charming could do this to me. And I actually decided to cover it up. I actually was taken to the hospital. They asked me what happened. I didn't want to call the police. I had uncles, brothers calling, and I just told them that I got into a fight at the club. So I hid it from everyone. On that particular incident, the first incident, I was actually embarrassed.
So how much time progressed until the worst incident happened?
The worst incident that I can recall, because I can actually really recall each incident. I mean, as many as it was within over a 2-year period, I can actually recall each one. But the worst incident had to be maybe a year later. He actually came and he thought that I didn't do something. I can't remember exactly what. And he actually snatched me out. He actually kicked down the door because I had actually moved away from him over another fight that we had. And he actually kicked in the door and drug me out in the middle of the street. And everybody could see it and actually just beat me there. He actually beat me with a, I think it was a Tech 9. And he actually put me in the car. He had on brass knuckles. And he kept telling me, and this, I thought it was funny because you just hit me upside the head with a gun. But he was like, I'm not going to hit you with the brass knuckles because I might kill you. So, you know, I'm sitting here saying, what? You know, you could have killed me with the gun. And so we drove around. He actually pulled into a parking lot, and he actually told me to get out the car. I got out the car, and he put me in the trunk. And at that time, I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I didn't know if he was actually going to take me somewhere and kill me. I didn't know. I just rode around. We may have rode around for about an hour and a half. I couldn't see what was going on because both of my eyes were swollen shut. And we rode around, and we ended up parking, I'm thinking outside of my uncle's house, because I could actually hear him and my uncle talking, but I was too scared to say anything. And as I think back now, I didn't know if he would kill my uncle, or I didn't know. So after that, we drove around, and he just kept saying, this is it, I'm through with you, it's going to be done, you'll drive someone to hurt you. And he actually pulled up at a hotel, and he kept me locked in the hotel for about 4 to 5 days. And after that, I was able to see.
At that point, that's when you decided this is enough?
No,
Okay.
I didn't. I stayed another 6 months,
Okay.
and that's when I decided it was enough.
And what was that thing that triggered off to say, I'm leaving?
The one thing that I said that I woke up and realized was that I didn't want my daughter to see this. I didn't want. She was getting old, and I mean, people may think 2 years old, they may not know what was going on, but she knew what was going on. She saw her mom putting on makeup to cover scars, and I didn't want her to be a part of this anymore.
Okay. So tell us about that day that you left for good.
It was actually, I had actually went out again that night, you know, 2 years later, and I came in, and he said, who was you dancing with at the club? And I went back, I automatically flashed back to the very first time when I actually went out. And the next thing I know, he actually jumped up out the floor and drop kicked me into a chair. And that was the breaking point to why I said I gotta go.
At any point, did faith play a huge part in your healing process?
Faith definitely played a part in the process, but my determination to be better for my child, that was my determining factor. I had two kids at the time, but my son was actually living with their father, so he wasn't witness to a lot of things. But I just didn't want my daughter to be there. So when I left that relationship, I was determined to never be in a domestic violence relationship again, and I have stayed true to my word now, 20 years later.
And you're happily married now?
No, I'm not happily married. I'm happily divorced, but
Happily. Okay. That's a great thing, because some people think they have to stay, especially sometimes in church. A lot of people are told you cannot leave, but when it's a life or death situation,
you better leave.
there is a way to get out. So tell us, for the young lady that may be watching right now, what are some words of encouragement that you would give her?
Get out. Nothing's going to change. Nothing. It's not going to get better. Get out.